All right, welcome. We are back with Braves Country Convos. I am your host, Jory Palmer, Director of Marketing here for the Atlanta Braves, alongside my lovely co-host, Lauren Sod, who you see in our pregame shows, our in-game host. She's a little bit everywhere, all over this stadium.
Always eating the food.
That's
Always eating the food.
We have a very special guest today, and we're coming to you live from the Xfinity Club. So one of our premium areas, Mr. B's Bourbon Bar. Mr. B is responsible for bringing the Braves from Milwaukee to Atlanta. So we've got this lovely space dedicated to him. And when we started this podcast and we're kind of concepting it, I knew that there was one person at the top of my list who I wanted to talk to, and that is Miss Lauren.
Come on.
Yes.
Hi.
You and Jenny Finch were top of the list.
I can vouch for her. That is true.
Oh,
is
I'm
true.
so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
That's
So,
quite an introduction.
Lauren, you're all over MLB Network every morning.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone watching and listening to us is familiar with you, and it's kind of funny because I always joke that this Lauren has the best hair in baseball. But every
She does.
morning I get to my office.
She's number one.
No.
I can vouch.
And I plug in my computer and I turn on MLB Central and I think to myself, Lauren Shehadi's hair looks so great today.
So
like
kind.
every morning.
So kind.
And then I'm like, it must be a Lauren
It's a Lauren
I don't
thing.
know.
That's right.
But yeah, we'll dive into your career path and kind of how you got to where you are. But I have to know, you're on air 5 days a week, at least in the mornings, perhaps in the evenings too. So like, what is your actual day-to-day like? And are you getting your hair and makeup done? Are you throwing it up, doing it yourself some days? Like what's your normal kind of day like?
Yeah, so I feel like, first of all, thanks for having me. I feel like if you cover baseball more than anything, and you guys know this, being kind of in the scene and in the sport, you can't fake knowing it. So you have to watch the games at night. You have to be on top of it and there's so many teams, right? So I usually wake up around 4. I watch an hour of MLB Network Quick Pitch to kind of see the highlights, because I didn't watch all the West Coast games. I'll read MLB.com and all of that. And then I go to the studio about 5:30, makeup. I do my own hair, which is dicey at times. Dicey at times. No, they actually we get makeup, but we do our own hair. Dicey at times, but then we'll get dressed, and around 10 o'clock we're live, 10 to 12 on MLB Central, and then after it we have a gym right across. So I say do not pass go right to the gym. So I go to the gym, and then just family, friends, whatever, and then at the end I usually watch about 5 to 8 innings of the 7 o'clock games, and I'll have the 4 box running, or I'll have them up on my laptop so I know what happened. And then in the morning I catch up on the West Coast games, and then rinse and repeat. I love it.
That's awesome.
I just can't believe you find the time to work out when you're awake at 4 a.m. That's dedication right there.
You know what? It's almost for your mental side kind of thing. Yeah. You guys can relate to that. Yeah, it's just about 45 minutes. I don't go to, and then I follow it up with a cupcake and a chai latte, and away we go.
Yes, life is all about balance.
That's right.
Well, I guess I'm still an aspiring sports broadcaster. I'm here on the
No,
Braves
you're not.
Vision
You're one.
That's right.
I'm trying. But I started in local news too. Yeah. I lived in Jackson, Mississippi for a year and a half.
Lauren.
Went back home to Baltimore, worked for the Orioles in game hosting too. I've done a couple of different things, but I'd love to just hear about your journey. I know you started in local news too.
Wow.
CBS covering the Olympics. Tell us all about it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You're an inspiration. That's really cool. I feel like I talk to young girls all the time, and everyone wants to start at MLB Network or ESPN, right? But that it doesn't work that way, and you don't want it to work that way. I've always said that, because I worked. I went to University of Florida. My first.
Perfect.
Right.
It's okay. You're Bulldogs. You're in Bulldogs country right now, Lauren. Victoria, producer Victoria, is also
Victoria.
Here, so
Cut.
She keeps it.
Oh my gosh! So I went to University of Florida. My first interview was Steve Spurrier. I was shaking in my boots after the question, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love this. I want to do this forever. I went to an overnight editing job in Sarasota, Florida, where I did the lottos and the birthdays. And once my shift would be over at 9 a.m., I would follow the sports director around, and I'd say, I'm going to do exactly what you do. His name was Antoine Smith, and I'd say, I'm Lauren, welcome to blah, 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 blah. And then I would put it on tape. This is showing my age. I had 100 VHS tapes.
Oh my God.
And I sent them out all over the country.
Like physically,
physical.
like the package.
Oh my gosh,
I'm sorry,
Lauren.
I just can't picture that. I've always put
Physical
mine on
VHS.
YouTube.
They were $7 a pop.
That's exactly.
Yep, $7 VHS. And I picked about 20 jobs that I really wanted, and the other 80 were just, let's see.
Right.
The 20 jobs I really wanted, I sent my VHS tape with a pizza to the newsroom because I was like, they're gonna watch this tape. Like if you send a pizza to the newsroom, they're gonna
Wait,
they're gonna feel bad.
Smart.
Brilliant.
That's crazy.
They're gonna feel bad. So one of the jobs that I sent the pizza to, and I didn't know that I wanted to go here. I just thought it would be because it was a smaller town. I thought maybe there's a greater chance. It's Minot, North Dakota, and that's where I ended up. I was the weekend sports anchor, weekday sports reporter for $9,000 a year.
Wow.
And I was there for 2 years. I would carry my little camera into Saskatchewan, you would white balance, and in Canada and shoot JV ice hockey. I remember those days, honestly. And I feel there's not a day that I don't walk into MLB Network and think of those days. I mean it. I think of that. And
I
you
feel
talking
that.
about Mississippi. I mean, it's a slow grind, but it's a beautiful grind. And I'm so grateful that I kind of took the steps because if you I remember messing up all the time. I called IndyCar, NASCAR. I didn't even know. I didn't even
Right.
know that I was messing up.
Yep.
You're so
Wrong
green.
names, coaches.
Yeah.
But you need those places
can't
to
do
mess up. You
that.
can't mess up on this stage, but
Exactly.
you can mess up on.
You can mess up on that stage. They loved you. Yeah. So, and then I went to CBSSports.com. I was a fantasy sports girl.
Okay.
And then I went to MLB Network and TBS, and that's where I am now. It's been
Wow.
It's
I
been a
do
journey.
feel like I saw you. Maybe it was in March for March Madness.
March Madness.
She's
yes.
everywhere.
Yes, I
was
do
like,
March
well,
Madness
it's
for
here, and
TBS
there,
too.
and
Yes,
there. Yeah.
which is cool. College basketball moves real quick. You know baseball.
Yes.
We like our stories. We like 9 innings to develop the
Pace,
story, the
yeah.
plot. You know, basketball. They're like, you have 7 seconds to get in your report. I'm like, he got an injury report, and then you're quick. It's so fast. So I learned a new sport, but I really love March Madness too. It's fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of mentioned some of these, but are there, as you're looking back over your career, and you probably have some too, where there's just like one or two just like super cringe-worthy mistakes you made, or you're like, I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe I didn't say that. Is anything come to
All
mind?
the time, and it still happens to me. I always tell this story when I'm talking to young girls because I always tell them when you're in an interview, listen, that seems so easy. It's not, especially when I was doing TBS postseason Yankees Red Sox ALCS, or I think it was ALDS.
Big stage, yeah.
Big stage, right? So you don't want dead air. You want your next question ready. And I always remember this question to David Price. I said, asked him something about his start, and then he said, I was working on something in the bullpen that helped me with today. Well, what would the next question be? What'd you work on, right? I did not. I was like, so tell me about your defense.
Oh
I
my
look back on that, I'm like,
gosh.
come on,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
There's so many of those moments,
Yeah.
listen. But listen is the number one thing. And I think that's a lesson in life more than just
True.
even baseball or sports broadcasting. We need more listening and less talking. But yes, there are moments. Every time I watch every show back and I pick 10 moments where I didn't like the way I transitioned. I didn't like the way I sounded either meek or know-it-all or any of that. I didn't like it. About 10 moments every show.
Wow.
I see that.
I think as women, we're hard on ourselves, but I also think that's what kind of makes you so great
Sure.
is that you care about each of those. Like I was just telling Jory, like I can remember every mistake I've made here. One of them, because I keep seeing it on the boards, we have Harry Potter night.
Yeah.
Every year, and when I was at the plaza on like a live stage, I called it Harry Potty. And then the worst part was we had Harry Potter night again, and I did it again.
Oh, no.
And
Wait,
it's
do they,
like,
they still play it? It's still played?
so no, it's a live audience,
I
so
see,
it's
I
like
see.
it just haunts me, and it's
course.
funny, but I'm just like, how did I do it twice in one season?
And we do have Harry Potter at night in 2
That's my
weeks.
kryptonite. I refuse.
So,
I told them
there you go.
if you need me to say Harry Potter night, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
I
Don't
will
call
do
me. I'm
anything
sick.
else. I'm not doing it.
I'm out. Yeah, we are hard on ourselves, right? But
are our own
we're
worst
kind of
critics,
striving for
yes.
something. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. So this is a hard industry to make it in.
Yeah.
And you two know that, so this is kind of for both of you. But was there ever a moment when you were like mailing out all those tapes, snail mail, or traveling all over or whatever, that you were just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it? Was there a time where you almost just started to create a backup plan and a different career field, or were you just so determined and persistent and felt, this is my calling, this is what I'm going to do?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm actually I feel like going through that a little bit right now. I worked with what used to be Bally Sports
Yeah.
three and a half years ago. I'm not going to say a couple because I know exactly when it
Yeah,
was.
right.
I filled in basketball a couple games. never heard from him again. I take the job here with the Braves, and I think I got a call, was it 2 weeks ago? And I'm going to be filling in on some of their broadcasts starting tonight. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I love your advice. I'm a little nervous, but I'm trying to keep my cool. But I just feel like 3 years, I took this job with the Braves to hopefully be closer on that side. And it's like, is this finally working out? Like, did it take that long? Like, what is going on?
Good. First of all, congratulations and good luck.
You.
I think like when I'm nervous in those moments, I try and be, I always think to myself right before a hit, like a big game, I think, be human. That's what people want to see. Like, at that screen, the people you like to watch on TV are as authentically themselves as possible. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I mess up something, or you say Harry Potter, you say, oh my gosh, third time's a charm, something to, because we're all human. So tonight, oh my gosh, good luck to you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's wild. I'm like 3 years later. I'm like, finally, here we go. Let's do it.
Authentically yourself. Let's do it. Let's do it. Were there times that I thought, I remember being told no by, Golf Channel and ESPN. And it was all, it was so many no's. Yeah. Did I think that I wasn't going to? I think that if you think you're not going, you're not going to. I just think that it's too hard to think like that. I'm big on mental is 90%. Yeah. I watch all those Naked and Afraid shows and all those those like survival shows, and it's all mental. So I do really feel like the mind controls everything. So yes, in my deepest, darkest moments, did I think that, but I never projected it.
Oh, that's great.
I was gonna,
Well, and it's crazy to hear that you got turned down by all of those networks like that, because you never hear about those, which why would you post somewhere, audition for this and didn't get it. But that's, I feel like, what girls like me who are still chasing the next job, we don't think about stuff like that almost everybody that we see and that we look up to on TV, they've all had their no's.
Lauren, not almost anyone, everyone. Every single person. And how many no's did you hear before you got this yes for tonight,
Yeah. And it's hard to remember those when you do get the yes, you forget everything.
I know.
You're in your moment of euphoria.
Yes,
still.
that's what it feels like. Thank you.
Who's on the desk with you? Peter Moylan?
Peter Moylan,
I can't think of a better co-host.
He's already messing with me. I'm just going to not say anything when you ask me a question. I'm like, Peter, no, stop it.
He won't.
Don't do that to me.
Y'all are going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Too.
You just made me think of, this was not on camera, but when I first started here in 2018, I ended up on the elevator with John Schuerholz, who obviously wildly important person in the Braves franchise and our history. And I was like, I've got to introduce myself. He was already there. And I walked in and I said, hi, Jory, I'm John.
Oh.
And he looked at me and I was like, the other way around. I'm Jory, you're John. And I was like, oh, get me off of
You're
this
like, okay,
thing.
bye. Sorry. Forget I ever said anything.
And I was like, well, that's okay. And,
I'm sure he was great about it.
He just kind of laughed and I was like, have a nice day, sir. But yeah, that happens. You just gotta laugh at yourself.
Yes, you
and
do.
Move on
it's the human part, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When you were coming into this industry, who were some people that you looked up to?
There's two people. I was always fascinated by Leslie Visser. She's the first female in the Football Hall of Fame, but she could tell you the Red Sox batting order from 82. I mean, it was it was insane. I don't have that kind of knowledge. Or, she was unbelievable. And then in terms of who I kind of wanted to be like on air, there was this lady, and you guys are too young for this, but her name was Robin Mead, CNN Headline News. You remember her?
Yep. We both actually had Turner backgrounds.
Okay, so perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she would sit there and she would just talk to you, and you're like, is she on camera? Is she on air? Mm-hmm. You couldn't tell. She'd say, good morning. I didn't wake up. My alarm clock. And you're thinking, does she know she's on TV? It was so personable.
Wow.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I just gravitated towards watching her. I hung on her every word. And she was just very warm. I think that warmth is the most underrated quality of a broadcaster. If you think that person is kind and authentic and warm, I want to watch you. So probably those two.
I was at the CNN Center for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, kind of the true mark of like how I became a Robin Meade fan, because she would be walking around and I'd be walking around and she would treat everyone
Really?
with such kindness. She would always say hello if she passed you or was in an elevator with you.
Sure.
And I was just like, oh, she truly is like as nice.
She would say,
person as
"Hi,
she is."
Robin, I'm George."
I think she would have appreciated that.
She absolutely would. But those are the moments, like when you're trying to meet someone and kind of, it's such a human moment, Jory. And I just feel like those are the moments that make you and make your path interesting, who you are. You're always going to remember that. I'm always going to remember the times when I was less than perfect. And that's what makes this and this kind of sisterhood and this sorority. We've all been, had those moments and we can share them together,
Yeah, definitely. So, and that makes me think too, I was every year growing up, well, not every year, but in middle school and into high school, my parents would take us to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City, which was like so fun. And I remember, so this was early 2000s, and I remember this reporter from ESPN, like she was so pregnant and it was so hot and she was waddling around and had the best energy. And I talked to her a few times and it was Holly Rowe. And to this day, I'm the biggest Holly Rowe fan because she's like, I want to be like her when I grow up. She's amazing. Yeah. She's everywhere. She's about to pop, was so kind. And I don't know, I just like really respect her and admire her.
Of course, because there's so many times where you're going on and your home life is not exactly where you want it to be, or something happened in the day where, your friend did this, or you know what I'm saying? But that red light goes on and you're hoping to be charismatic and you're hoping to, so the people that are going through real life stuff and then, still kind of carry through and have that nice personality on air, that's where the magic lies, I think.
And I was kind of talking to my dad about that. He was a homicide detective. So when I'm telling him how first pitch tonight's at 10:05, I'm probably been getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, oh, I remember that, being on a hard case, blah, 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 like trying to relate to me. I'm like, but Dad, you were saving lives and like finding murderers. Like, I'm just talking about baseball. And he's like, Lauren, there are people that are going to be sitting at home and maybe they're a little lonely. Maybe they haven't talked to anybody all day. And the best thing about their day is going to be turning on and watching the Braves pregame show or the Braves postgame show.
That's
and I'm
good perspective.
Yeah. I was like, Dad, thank you so much. Like, I needed that.
Yeah. It's a sweet escape. I think that's why I went into sports and that's why I never went into news, is because the news was hard.
So hard.
And the sports took us away. So to his point, I think that's absolutely right. You have a chance to kind of entertain and turn it off for a second.
Yeah. And so, Lauren, you're in Atlanta quite a lot. Yes. Maybe our listeners, our fans don't really know.
My mom's going to say, sit up straight.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's hard when you have the mic like this because I'm like, I want to talk like that, but I want to sit up.
Right. I'm like always behind the scenes. I'm like, what do I do with this? But so I don't know if you're able to ever like experience the city or anything like that. I think you're shuffling back and forth between Turner Sports, but is there anything about this ballpark and Atlanta in general that you're just like, oh, I love this place?
The chocolate shop outside in the Battery.
Oh, Savannah
the fudge
Street. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's the first thing you thought of.
I used to whenever I do a playoff game, I'm like, what time do we have to be at the yard? I'm coming one.
Not like a restaurant or a food
30
item.
minutes
the
before.
Candy. I love you. I love dessert.
I was going to say, what's your go-to?
The chocolate peanut butter fudge is what it had. I don't know. Is there something better?
There's the pralines, which they're kind of famous for.
Pralines fudge
you can
or
feel pralines. It's like a pecans and sugar.
Yep. Okay.
You can feel the cavities forming, but it's worth it.
Amazing.
But the fudge is great. Yeah, we got married in Savannah where they started, my husband and I. And we everybody gets a Savannah Sweet Treats kitchen or treat.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But I just love this. I mean, you come here for a playoff game. It's for a regular season game in August. It's nuts. Not every ballpark has this environment. It's very special to Truist. So I enjoy coming here. When I'm here on Tuesdays, I'm usually at the studios at TBS. But when I get to come here, even just walk around for a little bit, it's beautiful and nice.
And it seems like you have a really good rapport with Brian Snitker. It seems like y'all, like you just kind of told us the story on camera. Like it seems like you both respect each other and know each other. So can you kind of tell us how far back do y'all go? And I just love the way y'all interact.
You know what's funny? I feel like we all are kind of trying to make our way in this business, right? In different areas. And he did the exact same thing with the Braves for how many years?
Like 40?
Yeah.
A long time.
40 years. And think of all that you talk about moments where you didn't know if you were, but he was just enjoying the journey. And I love that. And I remember he got Manager of the Year a couple of years ago, and his speech, he never forgot about the moments, the people that made it. We're in the, Buster Posey said this the other day, who's out in San Francisco, and he said, we're in the memory making business. And I feel that stuck with me because I thought, yes, we are. And Snit knows that. He's had memories. The memories are not just winning championships. That's not just the memories. It's the dog days. It's the backfields at spring training. It's the times that you had to tell someone that they're going down to the minor leagues and then they make it to and win the AL, or the NL MVP. It's those kind of moments that make a baseball life, and he has had quite a life. Wow. Yeah. So he's just a wonderful friend, and I see him in spring, and he's riding on his golf cart, and I say, Snit, what are you doing today? He says, I let them live. He's very much lets the players live. He doesn't over micromanage. I love that too. I just like his approach.
How do you feel like you guys have developed that friendship, relationship, mutual respect?
I think with any sort of manager, reporter, player, whenever you ask them, is this off the record or is this on the record or what would you like? There's a respect. There's and you, like any relationship, it grows with time out of trust and out of respect and mutual kind of respect. So I think that in the beginning, I would ask him questions and he would give me honest answers, and I was able to kind of siphon through and, take what I needed for the broadcast while respecting his dynamic with the team. I think that's anything, right? You honor the player and you honor the manager, and they'll honor you back.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And so speaking of great relationships, I was doing my prep.
Tell me.
For this interview, and I saw that I think it was June 26th to be exact.
Oh my gosh.
You guys hit the 1,000th show in MLB Central. So you've got Robert Flores, Mark DeRosa, who also has some great Braves ties. But obviously I watch you every day, all of you. But what is it about? Y'all just look like you're having fun.
We are.
What is it about that
The secret is you are.
The secret
We
sauce.
are.
Yeah.
We are, guys.
The secret is we are, but also we come at it from different places. D-Row played 16 years in the show, so he knows everything, ins and outs. I come in, I was a fan. I was at Cal Ripken Jr.'s breaking Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. I was a Orioles fan before, and then and I'm a Nationals fan. I grew up around the game. I played softball. I wanted to play in college. I wasn't good enough. Robert, same thing. He was a Astros fan. So we come at it. It's okay to ask a question that other big leaguers would roll their eyes at, if that makes sense, because it's not just big leaguers watching.
Right.
It's the grandma, the 5-year-old kid, that everyone who loves this game and is at different levels. So what we've done is thrown away the stupid questions. We've thrown it away. If we need to ask something, I always give this example because it's just top of mind. But the other day, and I played my whole life, Carlos Pena was talking about a high probability swing. And I thought I knew what it meant. I've covered baseball for 15 years, and I thought, I know what that means. It stays in the, I think that's what it means, but I wasn't sure. And I thought, if I don't know, there's someone else who doesn't know, right?
Yep.
Ask it. So I asked it, and he was like, I'm glad you asked that. The bat stays in the zone longer period of time. Right, I knew it.
And I bet that made great TV, though.
It did, because there was someone that kind of knew it or didn't know it. It's not just the big leaguers. So I think that we've thrown out the stupid question idea. We've also know what they always say I'm a pioneer woman, that I can my vegetables, that I go and peach pick, and that's what I do on my weekends. So they kind of make fun of me.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Okay,
Whoa,
good.
I'm so, do you do
can
sourdough
corn.
too?
No, I've never done that.
Ooh,
I just can. I
that's so
can
cool.
stuff.
That's hard.
I know. But they always make fun of me. They're like, what did you, but I'll bring in my salsa, and they damn like it, But yeah, so they joke on me with that. Robert, I always say he has perfect skin. He says, tell me more. We have this kind of camaraderie. And D was the Jersey guy with the big muscles. I don't know what, it just has worked. And we have the same relationship when the camera goes off in the commercial break as we do when we're on, which I think is the magic, right? We were talking about authentically yourself, right? Human, that's what makes you, and that's okay, you're gonna mess up. We mess up, and it's funnier.
Right.
That's when you create something.
When you
great.
can laugh at yourself.
When you can completely laugh
at each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was the other day. I was smelling my armpits because I was smelling them in the commercial break. I was like, oh my gosh, and they came back from commercial break. Oh, my nail. Was that
Oh, no.
Was it?
No.
You can glue.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe part of my nail.
There you go.
Gone. So we came back from commercial break, and I was those jerks put that damn clip of me smelling my armpits up, and I thought,
I forget they have the ability to clip
these
stuff
jerks.
like that.
But now we laugh
my
about it all the
gosh.
time,
Yeah.
and it's made great TV. That's okay. How many times have you smelled your armpits to make sure you smell okay?
I was gonna say,
Right?
you're not. No one out there.
Guilty.
Come on, have you
You
not smelled your
know.
armpit? If you haven't, you probably stink.
You're
So-
lying.
Exactly.
You're lying.
You're a liar.
I think that's where we've created this really cool vibe.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to. I came to work a couple weeks ago, and I went to the bathroom, was washing my hands, and I was like, something looks a little weird. And I was like, I put mascara on one eye only today.
No.
Yeah. My 3-year-old was in my makeup bag, and I'm like, get out, And I was like, I look like an idiot. I
love that.
I don't have any hair, so we're gonna
That's it. We're gonna
roll
rock
today.
with it. And one of the eyes looked fabulous,
You
right?
know?
Another one looked.
And, so that
So
happens.
it happens. It
Um,
happens.
Oh, I love that.
That's
So,
funny. Or my earring will fall off. One time my shoe fell off, and I had bought these $20 shoes, and then the next day I wore a nicer pair of shoes, and so I said the clasp to the shoe fell, and they said, you got to Gorilla Glue it. I'm like, Gorilla Glue it? I looked at them like, how dare you? You know, those kind of things. But
I love
shoe
it.
breaking made the show. Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's stuff that makes you relatable. To just
Absolutely.
regular people. You're like, oh yeah, we all break a
Absolutely.
shoe. I was
Yes.
in a bar in Buckhead, and my heel popped off one time.
There you
and I was
go.
like, well,
That's real
we
life.
just got here. I'm not going home.
I'm not
So
going
we're gonna
home.
do- you
I'd be
know.
disappointed in you if you went home
I
after
know.
that.
It's we're just gonna roll with it.
And
Yeah.
that's all we do. I said it earlier, the segments we do for the Braves pregame is a lot of lifestyle. So I'm always eating something. And I'm talking with my mouth full,
yeah.
and I've got pizza sauce on my face. And we end it. They're like, is that okay? And I'm like, that's real though. Who's actually eating a slice of pizza this big and it's not getting messy, or you're not
For sure.
eating it like
Right.
this?
For
That's
sure.
okay. I think it's all okay to just be
Part of it.
relatable. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
fun. Who's
Yeah,
going to
that's-
look
yeah.
up there and oh, I didn't like the way she ate that piece
Yeah.
of pizza. I'm like, okay, well,
I'm like, you come do it then.
Yeah, you try
see if
this
You can do any better.
live.
I'm going to talk with my mouth full.
Oh, that's funny. So one thing we kind of talk about, we're very proud of this podcast because we are, female hosted and produced. And so I've been saying we're the only female hosted and produced podcast in baseball. I don't know if that's true. We should fact check that at some point. But, we work, we work, we're all sisters and friends and moms and cousins, and we wear so many different hats as women. So I was wondering if you have a philosophy where you're traveling a lot, but how do you be the best version of yourself while also being present with those you love and your friends? And just, I heard one kind of visual that made it easy for me to understand is our lives are like a stove, and there's pots on the stove, and it could be sometimes my work pot has to come to the front burner and another pot has to go to the back
that's
burner.
good news, Jory.
Because there's no
I like
balance.
that. Yeah, I
There's no
like
such
that.
thing as balance, which I tell girls all the time. But and that helped me so not making sure one pot doesn't stay in the back burner too long, But I was wondering if you have any philosophies that just help you as you're just
Yeah.
crushing it, but you're also just important and you have friends and family and
Sometimes the pots just completely overflow all at once, right?
yeah.
And
Sometimes
then we
it's
start
you.
over, and then we start
You
from the top.
start over from scratch, and you make mac
You
and cheese for
burned
dinner.
everything. Yeah.
Okay, so my first news director always told me, appear like a duck, calm on the surface, struggling like heck underneath. And I've always kind of gone with that, even with tonight when there's traffic in your ear and you're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, we're coming back from break and I don't know exactly what to say. Take a second, you're struggling, but you got it, right? As the noise in your ear or in your life gets bigger, you smile brighter. I don't know if that's always, you're always able to do that, but I've always tried to do that. And someone told me once that I've always kind of thought about, they say, whoever's important in your life, give them 10 minutes every day. And I thought, well, 10 minutes, that's given. And not really. It's not really. If you break it down with your kids or with your significant other, 10 undivided minutes, phones away, tell me,
Right.
looking into their soul, looking into your friends, have a nice dinner or something like that. And you connect in 10 minutes, you've filled their cup. Because I
like
feel like,
that,
what
yeah.
are we on this earth for? Kelly Nash, my best friend, who's also at MLB Network, she always says this to me. She says, what are we on this earth for other than to make others better?
Oh, I love that.
What is this all for?
Yeah.
What is this for? It's Braves baseball. It's entertainment. But at the core of it, it's relationships, right? It's contact. It's human connection.
Bringing joy.
Joy, right?
And that's what can't be replaced.
It can't
by
be replaced.
anything else.
Yeah.
And it's that connection, like I feel like we're having it, like it's that connection that fuels your soul, fuels your spirit,
I love
that you carry with you. Because I will carry this conversation with me for a long time. I really will. And I won't carry the show that I just did with me at all. It's gone. So that pot's here,
Sometimes I'm thinking of some people, I'm like, 10 minutes might be about 8 too long.
I know. That's absolutely true.
Like, oh, here we go.
I love that.
That's funny.
Well, as we wrap, we've got just 2 last questions for you, which I feel like I might know the answer to this now.
Okay.
And apparently Lauren was excited. Lauren S. It's like an episode of The Bachelor, except you're like Lauren S. and Lauren S.
She's going to win.
Two.
She's going to get the guy.
And what's the root of your Shehadi? Like, what is that?
My father's from Lebanon. And my mom's from Italy, yeah.
I married someone who's Lebanese.
Come
That's why my
on.
last name's Saad. Yep.
Oh,
It was Hoffman before, but I decided to change it. So, Saad.
Wow. Good food, good culture.
That sounds like another.
I love
another
my
combo.
in-laws. I love that family.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's party all the time.
Okay, so favorite thing to do outside of work?
I don't have any hobbies. I don't know.
That cannot be
Favorite
true.
thing
What
to
about
do
the pickling?
outside of what? Say it again.
What about your pickling of things?
Canning.
Oh.
Canning, sorry.
But
Is there
you
a difference?
pickle stuff too? Because I want to pickle
No,
stuff.
I've never pickled.
Oh, I thought they were kind of the same.
No.
I love pickled onions.
not?
And
I don't think
no,
so.
pickling is like, I think when
I just
you
like
do
cut
kind
the
of
corn.
can it, but
I
you
just
put
cut
vinegar.
the corn off the cob and I put it in water and then it stays with a little bit of.
So
but
do you
it's-
grow the corn?
No.
Okay.
I live in New York
She's
City.
like, no.
I
That's
wish.
why I was like, wait, what's
Gosh,
going
I
on?
wish.
Oh, how do you can
Just
stuff?
I can it so I keep it and like you freezer you put it in the cans and you.
I see. You're like ready for the apocalypse.
I'm ready.
Like, you're gonna be ready.
I am ready. Come to my house. I got you.
ready.
I got water
all
for
going now. We
days.
are where to go.
I got a bunker.
I'll bring the sourdough.
Favorite thing to do. I like to take walks with a coffee, with a tea.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet my mind.
Yeah. I like that.
I don't
know
really-
sometimes people ask me what's your like favorite, and I'm like, well, I like to like watch sports and play sports, and they're like, but you work for a
But
sports
that's
team.
what
I'm
you
like,
do.
yeah, but
I'm lucky
guess
I do
I'm
what I
pretty
love.
one-dimensional. That's what I
Yeah,
like to do.
that's it.
When I'm like, is working out and
Yeah.
like going to brunch and like going out, like,
Yeah.
is that, or those
Yeah,
hobbies?
that
count?
qualifies.
Does count?
I'm pretty one-dimensional. You asked the question, right?
consistent.
Tell them that.
I'm consistent.
Yeah. Don't your friends ask you the question? You're like, you asked the question. This is my answer.
Yeah. I'm like,
Do you get like an off season, or what does off season look like?
Yeah, I do. In November, December, we'll have the winter meetings and stuff like that. But it's a real quiet time around. That stove is burning, but not crazy. I do like to travel. I probably take 2 trips a year. I'm going to
Okay.
Scotland next week
Ooh,
to see.
fun.
Talking about
Wow.
Harry Potter.
my God.
There's like a Harry
gonna
Potter
haunt me.
exhibit.
Motherland.
That's so
Go to Motherland. Lauren, you're coming. You're coming.
Oh my I'll die there. I will die there.
This is the end.
Meanwhile,
my
I'll be
career's
dressed up like
over.
Hermione, like, where are we going next?
I'm ready. Oh my gosh. I do like to travel. Yeah. When I just took a trip to Iceland and I went to Morocco.
Ooh, that's on my
Morocco was number 1 for me. And I
So
don't know
cool.
why. I just think the culture and the colors and the
The
vibrance
colors,
was real.
yeah, like India, Morocco. I would love to do that. My house is very colorful because
Yeah.
I can't wear black. I just can't do it. It makes me depressed, and so I hired a designer to come into my house.
Make it bright.
Because if you don't do color right, it's very tacky.
Okay.
I was smart enough to know that I can't do this by myself,
So
but
it's
I would like
perfect.
love the textiles and like those are
The
on my
spices.
list.
I loved it. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good.
so
That's
cool.
awesome. All right, last question.
Okay.
We're wrapping up. We ask all of our guests this. What are you currently reading or watching or following?
Nothing. I haven't read a book in a while.
Do you feel
I
the
don't
pressure
watch
of like
anything.
during the season, like if you've got downtime, it's a baseball game. Like it has to be something
I
like
got the
that.
game on at 7:00. I probably haven't watched a show in a decade.
There's
Oh
not
my
that many
gosh.
great ones on now, let's be honest.
My happy place is just rotting with some trash TV.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I even like listening to it in the car sometimes to like shut my brain off. I'm a big
Yeah.
Summer House right now.
Okay. What do you
What's
watch,
that
Tori?
on?
Peacock.
I'm getting back into reading
Okay.
because I now, like, my youngest is almost 4, so
Okay.
I'm like not, I can, they can survive without me, and I can have like a little alone time at night. So I'm reading some romantasy books, which I guess that's why I loved Harry Potter, but a little bit more adult versions.
Yep.
This one's about vampires, and I know people are like, she's kind of a loser, but
wait, is this the fairy smut thing?
no, that's different. I finished that series on the fairies.
That's done, Lauren.
Victoria knows she's with me, but I'm trying to read at least 2 books a month, which is way more than I did last year, and I'm doing great so far.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Lauren. We loved our time here.
Jory.
Literally, you're welcome anytime you're here.
Please. I feel like it was meant to be. I'll be thinking of you guys while I'm sitting at the desk.
I'm thinking of you already.
No,
I'm
but so many just awesome things you said. Like it was so nice. No, don't record it. No.
Yeah, it's so late. I'm going to record it and then watch it in the morning.
But thank you. So many things that you said are going to stick with me. And I feel like it was just meant to be that we had this conversation today. So thank you so much.
So too. I'm going to take it with me. And just remember on the desk tonight, command it and own it and confidence. Struggling like heck underneath, but
yes,
I'm smooth. I got this. Welcome inside. I always say when I welcome people, welcome inside. We missed you all week. Missed you, or
I love it.
Come on inside. Hang with us.
Yeah.
Kind of like that warm.
Like we're in your living room with you.
Yeah.
We're all hanging out
Let's
together,
talk Braves
watching
together.
some Braves baseball. Hoping for some more wins right for
Okay.
the All-Star break.
Let's do it. It's a plan.
Maybe you'll be the good luck charm.
I think so. If that's the case, I deserve a full-time job. Sorry.
That's right.
I'm leaving game day entertainment and going to TV.
I love that.
Thank you,
Jory, Lauren, thank you so much.
Thank you
Jory,
so
thank
much.
you. Appreciate it.